Welcome to Module 3 of the Simple Understanding CPIM 9.0 full course. The name of this module is Demand. Demand is the starting point for nearly every planning decision in a company. Before an organization purchases materials, produces products, schedules employees, plans capacity, or positions inventory, it must understand what its customers are expected to need. However, understanding demand is not easy. Demand can change because of customer preferences, economic conditions, seasons, promotions, prices, competitors, technology, product launches, and unexpected events. Some demand is predictable. Some demand is uncertain. Some demand comes directly from customers. Other demand is calculated from the requirements of another product. A company must therefore collect information, create forecasts, monitor customer behavior, collaborate with internal and external partners, and measure forecast performance. Poor demand planning can create serious problems. If a company forecasts too much demand, it may purchase excessive materials, produce unnecessary products, increase inventory costs, and create obsolete stock. If a company forecasts too little demand, it may experience shortages, missed sales, late deliveries, unhappy customers, overtime, and expensive emergency purchases. Demand management is therefore not simply about predicting a number. It's about understanding customers, interpreting demand signals, selecting suitable forecasting methods, measuring forecast performance, and responding when demand changes. A company must answer several important questions. Who are our customers? What do they need? Where does demand come from? Which demand is independent and which demand is dependent? How should we collect and use customer information? Which forecasting method should we select? How accurate is our forecast? Is the forecast consistently too high or too low? And how should we respond when actual demand is different from expected demand? Module 3 helps us answer these questions. Don't forget, all videos on the Simple Understanding YouTube channel are translated. You can also listen to dubbed audio in your main language. Before we begin Module 3, remember that the Simple Understanding CPIM 9.0 study materials are available to support your preparation and help you maximize your chance of passing the exam on your first attempt. Bundle 1 is the full learning bundle. It covers all 9 CPIM 9.0 modules and 38 sections. It includes clear explanations, real-world company case studies, and the comprehensive mathematics section with step-by-step formulas and solved examples. Bundle 2 is the MCQs Practice Bundle. It contains more than 6,200 multiple-choice questions, including conceptual, theoretical, scenario-based, and quantitative questions. Every question includes a detailed answer explanation to help you understand the concept and learn from your mistakes. Bundle 3 is the Flashcards Bundle. It contains 1,800 flashcards covering important terms, definitions, formulas, and key CPIM concepts. The flashcards are ideal for quick daily revision and final exam preparation. The download link for all 3 bundles are available in the video description. Use the Learning Bundle to understand the concepts, the MCQs Bundle to test your knowledge, and the Flashcards Bundle to strengthen your memory. Now let us explore the 3 sections included in Module 3. Module 3 consists of 3 sections. Section A, Demand Management. This section explains how organizations support customer needs and manage relationships with different customer segments. We will examine customer segmentation, customer service policies, customer relationship management, communication, point-of-sale data, collaborative planning, marketing promotions, product changes, and product life cycles. Section B, Sources of Demand and Forecasting. This section explains where demand comes from and how organizations create forecasts. We will examine demand channels, independent demand, dependent demand, data quality, forecast horizons, aggregation, qualitative methods, quantitative methods, time series analysis, regression, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Section C, Forecast Performance. This section explains how organizations determine if a forecast is performing effectively. we will examine forecast error, bias, cumulative forecast error, mean absolute deviation, mean absolute percentage error, mean squared error, tracking signals, demand filters, collaboration, and the bullwhip effect. Section A. Demand Management. Overview. Demand management is the process of understanding, influencing, prioritizing, and communicating demand. It connects customer needs with the organization's capabilities. Demand management includes more than forecasting. It also includes customer segmentation, service policies, marketing activities, communication, customer relationships, promotions, product changes, and collaborative planning. The objective is to create a realistic understanding of demand and help the organization respond effectively. In this section, we will study 5 key topics. Topic 1. Customer segmentation and customer needs. Not all customers have the same needs. Some customers may value the lowest possible price. Others may value rapid delivery, customization, technical support, product availability, sustainability, or long-term service. Customer segmentation means dividing customers into groups based on meaningful characteristics. These characteristics may include customer size, profitability, geographic location, industry, buying behavior, order requirements, service expectations, strategic importance, order frequency, order volume, growth potential. A company should not automatically provide the same service to every customer. Providing premium service to every customer may create excessive cost. Providing minimum service to every customer may cause the company to lose important business. The organization should understand what each segment values and determine which capabilities are required to support it. For example, a large strategic customer may require frequent communication, special packaging, reserved capacity, customized products, and rapid response. A smaller customer may accept standard products, standard delivery times, and online support. Customer segmentation should also support the company's business strategy. A company competing through low cost may use standardized service policies. A company competing through customization may create more flexible service options. However, segmentation should not be based only on current revenue. A new customer may have significant future potential. A small customer may be strategically important because it provides access to a new market or technology. The organization should periodically review its segments because customer behavior and strategic importance can change. Real-world company example. Starbucks. Starbucks uses a tiered rewards program containing different membership levels. The levels provide increasingly personalized benefits and experiences as customers engage more with the company. This illustrates customer segmentation. Customers are not treated as one identical group. The organization recognizes differences in engagement and loyalty and designs different benefits for different member segments. The same principle can be applied in supply chain management. Different customer groups may require different service levels, communication methods, delivery options, and inventory policies. CPIM Key Takeaway. Customer segments should be based on meaningful differences in needs, value, and strategic importance. The organization should align its service capabilities with the requirements of each segment. Topic 2. Customer Relationship Management, Communication, and Service Policies. Customer Relationship Management, commonly known as CRM, helps an organization manage information and interactions with customers. CRM activities may include recording customer information, monitoring buying patterns, managing sales opportunities, tracking complaints, communicating order status, recording service history, coordinating follow-up actions, understanding customer preferences. Demand management depends on strong customer relationships and reliable communication. A customer may communicate information that is not visible in historical sales data. For example, a customer may be preparing to open new locations, introduce a promotion, reduce inventory, change suppliers, or discontinue a product. This information may significantly affect future demand. Therefore, communication should be timely, accurate, and consistent.
Customers may need information about product availability, prices, order confirmation, promised delivery dates, shipment status, delays, substitutions, returns, engineering changes, product discontinuations. A customer service policy defines the service the organization intends to provide. It may include targets for order response time, delivery reliability, order fill rate, return handling, communication, and complaint resolution. The policy should be realistic. Promising a level of service that the organization cannot consistently deliver will damage customer trust. Performance should be monitored using appropriate indicators. Common customer service measures include on-time delivery, on-time in-full delivery, order fill rate, order cycle time, perfect order performance, return rate, complaint rate, customer response time, customer satisfaction. The organization should not measure only whether an order left its warehouse on time. It should consider whether the customer received the correct product in the correct quantity at the promised time in acceptable condition with correct documentation. Real-world company example: FedEx. FedEx provides shipment tracking alerts and delivery notifications through channels such as mobile applications, text messages, and email. Customers can receive updated information about shipment progress and delivery status. This illustrates the connection between customer communication and service management. Customers do not only value the physical movement of a shipment, they also value visibility and accurate information. Effective communication can reduce uncertainty, improve customer confidence, and help customers respond when delivery conditions change. CPIM Key Takeaway: demand management depends on strong customer relationships and reliable communication. Customer service policies should be clearly defined, realistically supported, and measured from the customer's perspective. Topic 3. Point of Sale Data, CPFR, and Collaborative Demand Planning. Point of sale data records actual purchases made by the final customer. This data may come from retail stores, websites, applications, checkout systems, or other sales channels. Point-of-sale information is important because customer purchases are different from orders placed between supply chain partners. For example, a retailer may order 1,000 units from a supplier. However, customers may purchase only 7,000 units from the retailer. The remaining 3,000 units stay in inventory. If the supplier sees only the retailer's order, it may believe customer demand was 1,000 units. Point-of-sale information provides a clearer view of consumption. Organizations can use this information to identify demand trends, monitor product performance, recognize regional differences, evaluate promotions, improve replenishment, detect changes earlier, reduce excess inventory, improve product availability. Collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment is commonly known as CPFR. CPFR is a process in which supply chain partners share information and coordinate plans. The partners may share sales data, forecasts, inventory levels, promotional plans, product introductions, replenishment requirements, supply constraints, exceptions. The purpose is to reduce uncertainty and improve the quality of decisions across the supply chain. Collaboration does not mean every company must reveal every piece of information. The partners should agree on which information is useful, accurate, secure, and appropriate to share. The information should also lead to action. Sharing large amounts of data without agreed responsibilities or decision processes will not automatically improve performance. Real-world company example: Walmart. Walmart provides suppliers with data and insights through its retail analytics platforms. These tools can help suppliers understand customer behavior, channel performance, sales, inventory positions, and demand signals. This creates a stronger basis for collaborative planning. Instead of each supplier relying only on its own shipment history, it can use information closer to actual customer activity. This can improve forecasting, replenishment, product availability, and promotional planning. CPIM Key Takeaway: point-of-sale data provides visibility into actual customer consumption. CPFR uses shared information and coordinated decisions to improve demand planning and replenishment across supply chain partners.
Topic 4. Marketing strategies, promotions, demand shaping, and cannibalization. Marketing activities can significantly influence demand. These activities may include advertising, price changes, discounts, promotions, product placement, special packaging, digital campaigns, loyalty programs, new channel launches, and sales incentives. Marketing and supply chain teams should coordinate before these activities begin. A successful promotion can create serious supply problems when the organization is not prepared. Demand may increase beyond available inventory, production capacity, materials, labor, or transportation. The promotion may attract customers, but product shortages can create disappointment and lost trust. Promotions may also create demand before or after the promotional period. Some customers may purchase early to receive the discount. Demand may then decline after the promotion because customers already hold enough inventory. This effect is sometimes called forward buying. Demand shaping means using commercial actions to influence the timing, quantity, or type of demand. Examples include changing prices, moving a promotion, offering a substitute product, offering complementary products, changing delivery lead times, prioritizing certain channels, encouraging customers to select available configurations. Demand shaping can help balance demand with available supply. However, changing the forecast without changing customer behavior is not demand shaping. A company cannot solve a capacity problem simply by reducing the forecast in a spreadsheet. Cannibalization occurs when demand for a new or promoted product reduces demand for another product offered by the same organization. For example, a customer may buy a new package size instead of an existing size. The new product may generate 20,000 units of demand, but 12,000 units may come from customers who would otherwise have bought the older product. The true increase in total company demand is only 8,000 units. Ignoring cannibalization can cause the organization to overestimate total demand and create excessive inventory. Real-world company example: the Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola states that its marketing begins with human insights and an understanding of what consumers want. The company uses those insights to develop a broad beverage portfolio tailored to different markets and customer needs. This demonstrates the connection between marketing and demand management. Marketing decisions involving brands, prices, packaging, promotions, and product mix can change demand across the portfolio. A successful campaign for one beverage may increase total category demand, but it may also shift demand away from another beverage. Supply chain planners must evaluate both effects. CPIM Key Takeaway: marketing activities should be included in the demand plan before they are launched. Planners should evaluate promotion timing, capacity, inventory, demand shaping, and possible cannibalization across the entire product portfolio. Topic 5. Product configuration, product changes, voice of the customer, and product life cycles. Demand management must consider changes to products and services. A product may pass through several lifecycle stages. These stages commonly include introduction, growth, maturity, decline, and end of life. Demand behaves differently during each stage. A new product has limited historical data and high uncertainty. A growing product may require rapid increases in capacity and materials. A mature product may have more stable demand. A declining product may require reduced production and inventory. An end-of-life product requires careful management of final orders, remaining materials, service requirements, and obsolete inventory. Customer information should influence product design and product changes. Voice of the customer means collecting and interpreting customer needs, preferences, expectations, and problems. Customer information may come from surveys, interviews, complaints, product reviews, sales teams, service teams, focus groups, warranty claims,
usage data, and market research. Quality function deployment, commonly known as QFD, is a structured method for translating customer requirements into product and process characteristics. For example, customers may say they want a product that is easier to open. The organization must convert that request into measurable design requirements involving materials, force, shape, safety, and packaging. Product configuration determines which features and options are included in a product. Offering many configurations can satisfy different customer needs. However, excessive variety may increase forecasting difficulty, material requirements, inventory, changeovers, lead times, quality risks, and product configuration. Product configuration can sometimes be delayed through postponement. Postponement means delaying final differentiation until more information about actual demand becomes available. Engineering changes should also be carefully controlled. The organization must identify when the new version becomes effective, which orders require the old version, which orders require the new version, what happens to remaining materials, whether suppliers are ready, whether instructions and bills of materials are updated, and whether customers must be informed. Poor change control can result in incorrect products, obsolete inventory, quality problems, and customer dissatisfaction. Real-world company example: Procter & Gamble. P&G emphasizes understanding consumers and their needs when developing products, packaging, and concepts. This demonstrates the importance of the voice of the customer. Customer feedback can influence product performance, package size, ease of use, accessibility, sustainability, and design. However, every product or packaging change can also affect materials, suppliers, equipment, inventory, forecasts, and production processes. Demand management therefore must connect customer insights with operational planning. CPIM Key Takeaway: product changes should begin with a clear understanding of customer requirements. Demand planners must also evaluate lifecycle stage, product configuration, engineering changes, cannibalization, supplier readiness, and inventory consequences. Let's summarize the 5 key lessons from Section A. First, understand customer segments. Not all customers need the same service level, delivery speed, product options, or communication style. Demand management begins by identifying what each customer group values. Second, manage customer relationships and service policies. CRM, clear communication, order visibility, delivery promises, complaint handling, and customer service measures help the organization support demand from the customer's perspective. Third, use point-of-sale data and collaboration. Point-of-sale data shows actual customer consumption, while CPFR helps supply chain partners share forecast, inventory data, promotions, and replenishment plans. Fourth, coordinate marketing and demand shaping. Promotions, prices, campaigns, loyalty programs, and product launches can increase demand, shift demand, or create cannibalization across the portfolio. Fifth, manage product changes and life cycles. Demand planners must consider product introduction, growth, maturity, decline, end-of-life planning, configuration options, engineering changes, postponement, and voice of the customer. Section A shows that demand management is not only forecasting. It is about understanding customers, influencing demand, communicating clearly, and connecting customer needs with operational capability.
Quick reminder: if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who may benefit. Your support really makes a difference. Let's get back to it.
Section B. Sources of Demand and Forecasting. Section B Overview. Before creating a forecast, the organization must understand where demand comes from. Demand may come from retail customers, distributors, e-commerce channels, contracts, service requirements, internal facilities, or other sources. Some demand is independent. Other demand is dependent on the production of another item. Forecasting uses available information to estimate future demand. The selected method should match the data, planning horizon, product characteristics, and decision being supported. In this section, we will study 5 key topics. Topic 1. Demand channels, independent demand, and dependent demand. Demand can come through many channels. Common demand channels include retail stores, wholesale customers, distributors, e-commerce, omni-channel networks, business-to-business customers, business-to-consumer customers, service installations, contracts, internal facilities. Each channel may have different demand patterns. Online demand may respond quickly to digital promotions. Retail demand may vary by store location. Distributor orders may be placed in larger but less frequent quantities. Business-to-business demand may depend on contracts, projects, or customer production schedules. An omni-channel operation allows customers to interact through several connected channels. For example, a customer may order online, collect from a store, return through another location, or request home delivery. The organization should avoid treating each channel as completely independent when the same inventory supports several channels. Demand can also be classified as independent or dependent. Independent demand is demand that is not calculated directly from demand for another item. Examples include finished product forecasts, customer orders, service part demand, warranty requirements, samples, testing requirements, distribution center requirements, interplant orders, donations. Independent demand must normally be forecasted or received directly as an order. Dependent demand is calculated from demand for a parent item. For example, if every bicycle requires 2 wheels and the company plans to produce 500 bicycles, the dependent demand for wheels is 500 bicycles multiplied by 2 wheels. The result is 1,000 wheels. Dependent demand should normally be calculated using bills of material and production plans rather than independently forecasted. Forecasting the wheels separately could create conflicting requirements. However, service parts may behave differently. Replacement bicycle wheels sold directly to customers may have independent demand, even though wheels used in bicycle production have dependent demand. The same physical item can therefore have both independent and dependent demand from different sources. Real-world company example, Inditex and Zara. Inditex integrates physical stores and online operations within its business model. Customer demand can come through both channels. A customer may purchase in a store or through an online platform, while the organization coordinates inventory and fulfillment across the network. This illustrates why demand channels should be evaluated together. Looking only at store demand would provide an incomplete picture. Looking only at online demand would create the same problem. An integrated demand view supports better inventory and supply decisions across the omni-channel network. CPIM Key Takeaway. Organizations should identify every valid source and channel of demand. Independent demand is normally forecasted or received from customers, while dependent demand is calculated from requirements for another item. Topic 2. Forecasting concepts and the importance of data quality. A forecast is an estimate of future demand. A forecast is not a promise and is rarely perfectly accurate. The objective is to create useful information for planning and decision-making. Several important forecasting principles should be understood. First, forecasts are normally wrong. Actual demand will usually be different from forecasted demand. Second, aggregate forecasts are often more accurate than highly detailed forecasts. Demand variation for individual products may partially offset when products are combined. Third, shorter-term forecasts are usually more accurate than longer-term forecasts. There is normally less uncertainty about next week than next year. Fourth, forecasts should include an estimate of error or uncertainty. A forecast of 1,000 units is more useful when management also understands the expected variation around that number. Fifth, forecasts should be reviewed and updated when new information becomes available.
The quality of a forecast depends heavily on the quality of its data. Data problems may include missing records, duplicate transactions, incorrect item numbers, incorrect dates, unrecorded returns, stockouts, unusual one-time orders, price changes, promotions, product substitutions, changes in package size, changes in channel structure. A stockout creates an important data problem. Suppose customer demand was 150 units, but only 100 units were available. Recorded sales may show 100 units. However, the missing 50 units represent lost demand. Using historical sales without recognizing the stockout may cause the next forecast to be too low. Historical data should therefore be cleaned and interpreted. The planner should distinguish normal demand from unusual events. However, data should not be changed simply because the planner dislikes the result. Every adjustment should have a clear reason and an audit trail. Real-world company example, Starbucks. Starbucks introduced automated inventory counting technology using computer vision and spatial intelligence to produce faster and more accurate inventory counts. Accurate inventory information supports product availability and operational decisions. It can also improve the interpretation of demand data. When a product is unavailable, recorded sales may be lower than actual customer demand. Better visibility into inventory conditions helps planners distinguish between low demand and lost sales caused by a stockout. CPIM Key Takeaway. Forecasting quality begins with data quality. Planners should understand stockouts, promotions, returns, substitutions, unusual orders, and other events before using historical data to predict the future. Topic 3. Forecasting horizons, time buckets, aggregation, and method selection. A forecasting method should support the decision being made. Different decisions require different forecasting horizons. A long-term forecast may support facility planning, major equipment investment, market expansion, long-term supplier agreements, workforce strategy. A medium-term forecast may support sales and operations planning, capacity planning, budgeting, supplier planning, inventory planning, budgeting. A short-term forecast may support master scheduling, replenishment, labor scheduling, transportation planning, daily operations. The time bucket defines how demand is grouped. Common time buckets include years, quarters, months, weeks, days, hours. A monthly forecast may be suitable for S&OP. A weekly forecast may support master scheduling. An hourly forecast may support staffing or highly perishable products. The level of aggregation also matters. A forecast may be created by total company, business unit, region, market, product family, channel, customer, individual item, location. Aggregate forecasts are usually more stable. Detailed forecasts are required for operational execution. The organization may forecast at one level and then disaggregate the result. For example, management may forecast a total product family and divide the total among individual items using historical proportions. However, historical proportions may not remain valid when product mix changes. Forecasting method selection should consider the forecast purpose, the planning horizon, data availability, demand pattern, product lifecycle stage, required accuracy, cost of forecast error, available technology, planner knowledge, time available. No single method is best in every situation. A simple method may perform better than a complicated model when demand is stable. An advanced method may be valuable when demand is affected by many variables and large amounts of data are available. Management should compare methods using performance results rather than assuming that the most complicated method is automatically the best. Real-world company example, Amazon Web Services. AWS demand planning tools can use historical demand, related data, changing market conditions, and user input to generate and update forecasts. This illustrates the need to match forecasting models with the planning problem. A retailer may require forecasts by item and location. A workforce manager may need forecasts by hour. A strategic planner may need monthly or quarterly category forecasts.
Topic 4. Qualitative forecasting techniques. Qualitative forecasting methods rely mainly on judgment, experience, research, and expert knowledge. They are especially useful when historical data is unavailable, a new product is being introduced, the market is changing significantly, a major disruption has made historical patterns less useful, technology is changing, long-term strategic decisions are required. Several qualitative techniques are commonly used. Historical analogy. Historical analogy compares a new product or situation with a similar previous product or event. For example, a company may estimate demand for a new beverage by comparing it with a similar beverage launched previously. The planner should adjust for differences in price, market size, promotion, competition, and customer preferences. Panel consensus. A group of knowledgeable people meets and develops a common estimate. Participants may include sales, marketing, operations, finance, product management, and technical specialists. The method benefits from multiple perspectives. However, strong personalities may influence the result. Executive opinion. Senior managers provide a forecast based on their experience and understanding of the market. This method can be useful for strategic decisions. However, executive confidence is not a substitute for evidence. Delphi method. The Delphi method collects estimates from experts through several structured rounds. Participants normally respond independently. A facilitator summarizes the responses and shares the results without identifying individuals. Experts then review the information and revise their estimates. The process reduces direct pressure from dominant participants. Sales force polling. Sales representatives estimate future demand from their customers and territories. Salespeople may have valuable information about customer plans and competitor activity. However, their forecasts may be influenced by incentives, optimism, pessimism, or the desire to create additional inventory. Consumer surveys and market research. Customers are asked about preferences, buying intentions, or reactions to a product. Surveys can provide useful information. However, what customers say they intend to buy may differ from what they actually purchase. Qualitative methods should be documented. The organization should record who provided the estimate, which assumptions were used, what evidence supported the estimate, and which risks were identified. This allows the organization to learn from the result later. Real-world company example: the Coca-Cola Company. Coca-Cola states that strong marketing begins with human insights and an understanding of what customers want. The company uses those insights to develop products and a portfolio suited for different markets. This demonstrates the role of qualitative information. Historical sales data cannot fully explain how customers may respond to a new flavor, package, campaign, or category. Consumer research, market knowledge, local expertise, and customer feedback help the organization make forecasts when historical data is limited or the market is changing. CPIM key takeaway. Qualitative forecasting is valuable when historical data is weak or unavailable. However, judgment should be structured, documented, reviewed, and compared with actual results. Topic 5. Quantitative forecasting techniques. Quantitative forecasting uses numerical data and mathematical methods. These methods are most useful when reliable historical data is available. The organization should first understand the components of the demand pattern. Level. Level is the average demand around which values fluctuate. Trend. Trend is a continuing increase or decrease in demand over time. Seasonality. Seasonality is a repeating pattern that occurs within a known period. For example, demand may increase every December. Cyclical variation. Cyclical variation is a longer-term pattern that may be connected to business or economic cycles. Unlike seasonality, the duration may not be fixed. Random variation. Random variation is unpredictable movement that remains after identifiable patterns have been considered. Several common quantitative methods can be used. Naive forecast. The naive method uses the most recent actual demand as the next forecast. If actual demand this month was 120 units, the forecast for next month is 120 units. This method is simple and can provide a useful performance comparison. A complicated forecasting model should normally perform better than a simple baseline. Simple moving average. A moving average calculates the average demand over a selected number of recent periods. The formula is forecast equals the sum of demand for the selected periods divided by the number of periods. Suppose demand during the last 3 months was 100 units, 120 units, and 140 units. The 3-period moving average is 100 plus 120 plus 140 divided by 3. The result is 360 divided by 3, which equals 120. The forecast for the next month is 120. A longer moving average creates a smoother forecast that responds more slowly to change. A shorter moving average responds faster, but may be more affected by random variation. Weighted moving average. A weighted moving average gives different importance to different periods. The total of all weights should equal 1. Suppose the organization uses the following weights. Most recent month, 0.50%. Previous month, 0.30%. Oldest month, 0.20%. Using demands of 140 units, 120 units, and 100 units, 140 multiplied by 0.5 equals 70. 120 multiplied by 0.3 equals 36. 100 multiplied by 0.2 equals 20. The weighted forecast is 70 plus 36 plus 20, which equals 126 units. This method responds more strongly to recent demand when higher weight is given to recent periods. Exponential smoothing. Exponential smoothing updates the previous forecast using a percentage of the most recent forecast error. The formula is new forecast equals old forecast plus alpha multiplied by actual demand minus old forecast. Alpha is a smoothing constant between 0 and 1. Suppose the old forecast is 120 units. The actual demand is 140 units. Alpha is 0.30. The new forecast is 120 plus 0.30 multiplied by 140 minus 120. First, calculate the difference. 140 minus 120 equals 20. Then multiply. 0.30 multiplied by 20 equals 6. Finally, 120 plus 6 equals 126 units. A higher alpha makes the forecast respond more quickly to recent changes. A lower alpha creates a smoother forecast that changes more slowly. Trend projection. Trend projection estimates the relationship between demand and time. The organization may use a trend equation such as forecast equals A plus B multiplied by time. In this equation, A represents the starting level. B represents the change in demand for each period. Linear regression. Linear regression examines the relationship between demand and another variable. The basic equation is y equals A plus B multiplied by x. Y is the demand being predicted. X is the variable believed to influence demand. For example, demand for cold drinks may be related to temperature. However, correlation does not automatically prove that one variable causes the other. Leading indicators. A leading indicator changes before the demand being forecast. For example, building permits might provide information about future construction material demand. The indicator must have a stable and logical relationship with demand. Machine learning and artificial intelligence. Advanced analytical methods can process large amounts of internal and external information. The data may include sales history, prices, promotions, weather, events, holidays, inventory, online activity, economic conditions, customer behavior, and customer feedback.
These methods may identify patterns that simple models do not detect. However, advanced technology does not eliminate the need for accurate data, business understanding, governance, and performance measurement. Real-world company example: Sam's Club. Sam's Club has described using machine learning forecasting for seasonal pumpkin pie demand across its clubs. The model considers factors such as weather, trends, events, holidays, shelf life, and substitutions. In some cases, the forecast is created at an hourly level. This example demonstrates how advanced quantitative methods can combine several demand drivers. The output helps the organization determine how many pies should be ordered, when they should be shipped, and where they should be positioned. CPIM key takeaway: quantitative forecasting is valuable when historical data is weak or unavailable. However, judgment should be structured, documented, reviewed, and compared with actual results. Let's summarize the 5 key lessons from Section B.
Let's summarize the 5 key lessons from Section B. First, identify all sources of demand. Demand may come from retail stores, distributors, e-commerce, contracts, service parts, internal facilities, and omni-channel networks. Second, separate independent and dependent demand. Independent demand must usually be forecasted or received directly from customers, while dependent demand is calculated from the requirements of another item. Third, protect forecast quality with good data. Forecasts are only useful when historical data is cleaned and understood. Planners must consider stockouts, promotions, returns, substitutions, one-time orders, product changes, and data errors. Fourth, choose the right forecasting horizon and level of detail. Long-term forecasts support strategy and investment. Medium-term forecasts support S&OP and capacity planning, and short-term forecasts support scheduling and replenishment. Finally, select the right forecasting method. Qualitative methods are useful when history is limited, while quantitative methods use numerical data such as level, trend, seasonality, moving averages, exponential smoothing, regression, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Section B shows that forecasting should start with the business decision, not the formula. The best method depends on the data, product, demand pattern, planning horizon, and cost of forecast error.
Section C. Forecast Performance. Section C Overview. Creating a forecast is not the end of the demand planning process. The organization must compare the forecast with actual demand. This comparison helps planners understand forecast accuracy, bias, unusual changes, and improvement opportunities. Different error measures answer different questions. No single metric is best for every situation. The organization should select measures that support its products, customers, decisions, and error costs. In this section, we will study 5 key topics. Topic 1: Forecast error, cumulative forecast error, and bias. Forecast error is the difference between actual demand and forecasted demand. For this course, we will use the following formula. Forecast error equals actual demand minus forecasted demand. Suppose actual demand was 120 units and the forecast was 100 units. The error is 120 minus 100 equals positive 20 units. A posited error means actual demand was higher than forecasted demand. The company under-forecasted demand. Suppose actual demand was 80 units and the forecast was 100 units. The error is 80 minus 100 equals negative 20 units. A negative error means the forecast was higher than actual demand. The company over-forecasted demand. Some organizations define forecast error using the opposite sign. Always confirm the convention being used before interpreting a positive or negative result. Cumulative forecast error, commonly known as CFE, is the sum of forecast errors over several periods. The formula is CFE equals the sum of actual demand minus forecasted demand. Suppose the forecast errors for 4 periods are positive 10, negative 5, positive 15, and negative 10. CFE equals 10 minus 5 plus 15 minus 10. The result is positive 10. Positive and negative errors can cancel each other out. This means CFE is useful for detecting direction but is not a complete accuracy measure. Bias is a consistent tendency to forecast too high or too low. With our error convention, a continuing positive CFE suggests underforecasting. A continuing negative CFE suggests overforecasting. Bias can create serious problems. Continuing underforecasting may create shortages, late deliveries, overtime, and emergency purchases. Continuing overforecasting may create excess inventory, unused capacity, cash pressure, and obsolescence. Bias may result from incorrect assumptions, outdated forecasting methods, sales incentives, management pressure, unrecorded promotions, poor product lifecycle planning, ignoring lost sales, optimism, pessimism. The purpose of measuring bias is not to blame the forecaster. The purpose is to identify a systematic problem and improve the planning process. Real-world company example: Amazon Web Services. Amazon Forecast and AWS Demand Planning tools provide accuracy measures that compare predicted values with observed values. The tools can evaluate models through back testing. Historical data is divided so that part of the data can be used to build a model and another part can be used to test it. This illustrates a key principle. A forecasting model should not be judged only by how well it explains historical information. It should be evaluated by how effectively it predicts data that was not used to create the model. CPIM takeaway. Forecast error shows the difference between actual demand and forecasted demand. Cumulative error and bias help identify whether the organization is repeatedly forecasting too high or too low. Topic 2. Mean absolute deviation and mean absolute percentage error. Mean absolute deviation is commonly known as MAD. MAD measures the average size of forecast errors without considering whether the errors are positive or negative. The formula is MAD equals the sum of absolute forecast errors divided by the number of periods. Absolute means that negative signs are removed. Suppose we have the following information. Period 1. Actual demand is 100. Forecasted demand is 90. Error is positive 10. Absolute error is 10. Period 2. Actual demand is 120. Forecasted demand is 130. Error is negative 10. Absolute error is 10. Period 3. Actual demand is 80. Forecasted demand is 100. Error is negative 20. Absolute error is 20. The sum of absolute errors is 10 plus 10 plus 20. The result is 40. There are 3 periods. MAD equals 40 divided by 3. The result is 13.33 units. MAD is easy to understand because it's expressed in the same units as demand. However, MAD values for different products may not be directly comparable. A MAD of 20 units may be very large for a product selling 30 units per month, but very small for a product selling 10,000 units per month. Mean absolute percentage error is commonly known as MAPE. MAPE expresses average absolute error as a percentage of actual demand. The formula is 100 divided by the number of periods multiplied by the sum of absolute error divided by actual demand for each period. Using the same example, period 1 percentage error is 10 divided by 100 multiplied by 100. The result is 10%. Period 2 percentage error is 10 divided by 120 multiplied by 100. The result is approximately 8.33%. Period 3 percentage error is 20 divided by 80 multiplied by 100. The result is 25%. MAPE equals 10 plus 8.33 plus 25 divided by 3. The result is approximately 14.44%. MAPE is useful because it allows comparison across products with different demand volumes. However, MAPE has limitations. It cannot be calculated normally when actual demand is zero because division by zero is impossible. It can also become extremely large when actual demand is very small. The organization should understand these limitations before using MAPE. Real-world company example: Amazon Forecast. Amazon Forecast provides several accuracy measures, including MAPE and other percentage-based metrics. The system allows planners to compare the performance of different predictors. This illustrates why organizations should not rely only on a forecast value. They should also evaluate the size of the error and compare alternative methods using consistent measurements. CPIM takeaway: MAD measures average error in the same units as demand. MAPE expresses average error as a percentage, but planners should use it carefully when actual demand is zero or very small. Topic 3. Mean squared error and the importance of large errors. Mean squared error is commonly known as MSE. MSE gives greater importance to large forecast errors because each error is squared. The formula is the sum of squared forecast errors divided by the number of periods. Using the previous errors, positive 10, negative 10, negative 20, square each error. 10 squared equals 100. Negative 10 squared equals 100. Negative 20 squared equals 400. The sum of squared errors is 100 plus 100 plus 400. The result is 600. Divide by 3 periods. MSE equals 200. MSE penalizes large errors more heavily than small errors. For example, an error of 20 produces a squared error of 400. 2 errors of 10 produce a total squared error of only 200. This makes MSE useful when large errors are especially damaging. However, MSE is expressed in squared units. If demand is measured in units, MSE is measured in units squared. This makes the result less intuitive than MAD. Root mean squared error, commonly known as RMSE, takes the square root of MSE. If MSE equals 200, RMSE equals the square root of 200. The result is approximately 14.14 units. When comparing forecasting methods, the organization should use the same data, time periods, and aggregation level. A lower error measure usually indicates a better fit. However, the lowest average error does not automatically create the best business decision. The costs of over-forecasting and under-forecasting may be different. For example, under-forecasting an essential medical product may be more serious than over-forecasting it. For a highly perishable product, over-forecasting may create expensive waste. The selected forecast should therefore reflect business consequences as well as statistical performance. Real-world company example: Amazon Forecast. Amazon Forecast evaluates predictors using measures that include root mean squared error and percentage-based error metrics. RMSE places greater emphasis on larger mistakes. This can help planners identify models that occasionally create serious errors even when their average performance appears acceptable. The organization can compare several models and select the one that best supports its planning priorities. CPIM key takeaway: MSE and RMSE penalize large errors more strongly. They are useful when major forecasting mistakes create significantly greater operational or financial consequences. Topic 4. Tracking signals, demand filters, and exception management. A tracking signal helps determine whether forecast error is remaining within an acceptable range. A common formula is tracking signal equals cumulative forecast error divided by mean absolute deviation. Using our previous 3-period example, the forecast errors were positive 10, negative 10, negative 20. Cumulative forecast error is 10 minus 10 minus 20. The result is negative 20. MAD is 13.33. The tracking signal is negative 20 divided by 13.33.
The result is approximately negative 1.50. With our error convention, a negative tracking signal suggests a tendency toward over-forecasting. A positive tracking signal suggests a tendency toward under-forecasting. Organizations may establish control limits for tracking signals. When the tracking signal moves outside the limits, the forecast may require investigation. The correct limits depend on company policy and the demand environment. A tracking signal should not be used mechanically. A value outside the limit does not automatically mean that the forecasting method must be replaced. The planner should investigate the cause. Possible causes include a promotion, a stockout, a new competitor, a price change, a one-time order, an incorrect transaction, a product transition, a structural market change. Demand filters help planners focus on important exceptions. A demand filter may identify unusually large changes, demand above a threshold, demand below a threshold, items with increasing bias, items with poor accuracy, products affected by stockouts, new products, discontinued products, high-value products, strategic customers. Exception management is important because an organization may forecast thousands or millions of item location combinations. Planners cannot manually review every forecast with equal attention. Technology can identify exceptions so that planners focus on areas where human judgment adds the greatest value. However, a filter should not create too many alerts. When everything is treated as an exception, the planner cannot identify what is truly important. Real-world company example: Walmart. Walmart's Wally Analytics platform aggregates sales, inventory, and demand signals and uses artificial intelligence to highlight trends, risks, and opportunities. It can help teams recognize where products may be running low and coordinate with suppliers. This illustrates exception management. The purpose is not to ask planners to manually examine every data point. The system highlights situations that may require attention, investigation, or action. CPIM key takeaway: tracking signals and demand filters help identify unusual forecast behavior. The organization should investigate important exceptions rather than reacting automatically to every small variation. Topic 5: Collaboration, Forecast Improvement, and the Bullwhip Effect. Forecast performance should be improved through collaboration. Internal participants may include sales, marketing, product management, demand planning, operations, finance, customer service. External participants may include customers, retailers, distributors, suppliers, contract manufacturers, logistics providers. Each organization may hold information that improves the demand plan. Sales may know about a large customer opportunity. Marketing may know about a promotion. Product management may know about a product transition. A customer may know about a new location. A supplier may know about a material constraint. Collaboration should improve the forecast rather than simply add opinions. The organization should compare the original statistical forecast, sales adjustments, marketing adjustments, customer adjustments, and final consensus forecast, actual demand. This helps determine whether each adjustment improved or reduced forecast accuracy. The process is sometimes described as forecast value added. An adjustment adds value when it improves the forecast. An adjustment destroys value when it makes the forecast worse. The bullwhip effect occurs when relatively small changes in final customer demand create progressively larger changes in orders and inventory as information moves upstream. For example, customer demand increases by 5%. A retailer fears a shortage and orders 10% more. A distributor interprets the retailer's order as stronger demand and orders 20% more. A manufacturer then increases production by 30%. The supply chain creates a large response to a small customer change. The bullwhip effect can be caused by forecast updating, poor demand visibility, order batching, long lead times, price promotions,
forward buying, shortage gaming, rationing, inconsistent information. Each organization may forecast demand based on orders received from the next supply chain level rather than actual customer consumption. The bullwhip effect can be reduced through sharing point-of-sale data, using CPFR, reducing lead times, placing smaller and more frequent orders, using stable pricing, improving replenishment, reducing unnecessary supply chain levels, sharing inventory information, coordinating promotions, using vendor-managed inventory where appropriate, and improving trust. Forecast performance should be continuously reviewed. The organization should ask, which products have the greatest errors? Which forecasts are biased? Which methods perform best? Which adjustments improve accuracy? Which adjustments reduce accuracy? Which customers or channels are changing? Which errors create the greatest business impact? The objective is not to achieve perfect forecasting. The objective is to improve decisions and manage uncertainty more effectively. Real-world company example: Walmart and its suppliers. Walmart provides suppliers with information about inventory positions, customer signals, demand, sales, and channel performance. This type of collaboration can help suppliers respond to actual customer activity rather than relying only on orders received from Walmart. This type of collaboration can reduce delays, improve replenishment, and lower the risk that small changes in customer demand become exaggerated as they move through the supply chain. CPIM key takeaway: forecast improvement requires disciplined collaboration and measurement. Sharing demand information, reducing delays, coordinating promotions, and improving replenishment can help reduce the bullwhip effect. Let's summarize the 5 key lessons from Section C. First, measure forecast error and bias. Forecast error compares actual demand with forecasted demand, and cumulative forecast error helps identify whether the organization is repeatedly over-forecasting or under-forecasting. Second, use MAD and MAPE to understand accuracy. MAD shows the average forecast error in units, while MAPE expresses forecast error as a percentage. But MAPE must be used carefully when actual demand is 0 or very small. Third, use MSE and RMSE when large errors matter. These measures give greater weight to large mistakes, which is important when major forecast errors create serious operational, financial, or customer service problems. Fourth, use tracking signals and demand filters. Tracking signals help detect forecast bias, while demand filters and exception management help planners focus on the items, customers, or periods that need attention. Finally, improve forecasts through collaboration. Sales, marketing, customers, suppliers, operations, and finance can all provide useful information. Sharing demand data, improving visibility, coordinating promotions, and reducing delays can also reduce the bullwhip effect. Section C shows that forecast performance is not about blaming the forecast. It is about learning from error, improving assumptions, reducing bias, and making better planning decisions over time.
Overall Module 3 Summary. Module 3 introduced the principles of demand management, demand forecasting, and forecast performance. Demand is the starting point for many supply chain decisions. Organizations use demand information to plan materials, capacity, production, inventory, labor, suppliers, distribution, and financial performance. However, demand is uncertain. The objective is not to predict the future perfectly. The objective is to create useful plans, understand forecast error, and respond effectively when conditions change. In Section A, we studied demand management. We learned that organizations should segment customers based on their needs, value, behavior, and strategic importance. Different customer segments may require different products, service levels, communication methods, and delivery capabilities. Customer relationship management helps the organization record information, manage interactions, understand preferences, and support customer service. Customer service policies should define realistic expectations for availability, response, delivery, communication, and returns. Performance should be measured from the customer's perspective. We also examined point-of-sale data and collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment. Point-of-sale data provides information about actual customer purchases. CPFR allows supply chain partners to share information and coordinate forecasts and replenishment decisions. Marketing activities, promotions, prices, and campaigns can change demand. These actions should be coordinated with supply chain planners before they are launched. Planners should also evaluate demand shaping, forward buying, substitutions, and product cannibalization. Product configuration, customer requirements, engineering changes, product introductions, and product life cycles must also be included in demand management. In Section B, we examined sources of demand and forecasting. Demand may come from retail, wholesale, distributors, e-commerce, business customers, consumers, service requirements, internal facilities, and other channels. Independent demand must normally be forecasted or received directly from customers. Dependent demand is calculated from the requirements of another item. We learned that forecasts are normally wrong. Aggregate forecasts are often more accurate than detailed forecasts, and shorter-term forecasts are normally more accurate than longer-term forecasts. Forecast quality depends on data quality. Planners should identify stockouts, promotions, substitutions, returns, one-time orders, product changes, and data errors before using historical information. Forecast horizons, time buckets, and aggregation levels should support the decision being made. Long-term forecasts support strategy and major investments. Medium-term forecasts support S&OP and capacity planning. Short-term forecasts support scheduling, replenishment, and execution. We also examined qualitative forecasting techniques. These included historical analogy, panel consensus, executive opinion, the Delphi method, Salesforce polling, consumer surveys, and market research. Qualitative methods are especially useful when historical information is limited or when the market is changing. Quantitative forecasting techniques use numerical data. We examined level, trend, seasonality, cyclical variation, and random variation. We also studied the naive method, moving averages, weighted moving averages, exponential smoothing, trend projection, regression, leading indicators, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. The method should be selected according to the demand pattern, available information, forecast horizon, forecast purpose, and cost of error. In Section C, we studied forecast performance. Forecast error is the difference between actual demand and forecasted demand. Cumulative forecast error helps identify the direction of error over several periods. Bias occurs when forecasts are consistently too high or too low. Mean absolute deviation measures the average size of forecast errors in the same units as demand. Mean absolute percentage error expresses average error as a percentage. Mean squared error gives greater weight to large errors. Root mean squared error returns the squared result to the same units as demand. Tracking signals compare cumulative forecast error with mean absolute deviation. Demand filters and exception management help planners focus on products, customers, and periods that require attention. We also studied collaborative forecast improvement. The organization should compare statistical forecasts, management adjustments, customer information, and actual demand to determine which activities improve performance. Finally, we examined the bullwhip effect. The bullwhip effect occurs when small changes in customer demand create larger changes in orders and inventory as information moves upstream. It can be reduced through point-of-sale visibility, CPFR, shorter lead times, smaller order quantities, stable pricing, coordinated promotions, improved replenishment, and stronger collaboration.
The complete logic of Module 3 can be remembered through 5 questions. Who are our customers and what do they need? Where does demand come from? Which forecasting methods should we use? How different is actual demand from forecasted demand? And what actions will improve future planning? These 5 questions connect customer requirements, demand signals, forecasting, measurement, collaboration, and continuous improvement. A good demand plan does not eliminate uncertainty. It makes uncertainty visible and helps the organization prepare an appropriate response. In the next module, we will study internal supply. We will examine operational strategies, production environments, layouts, master scheduling, rough cut capacity planning, material requirements planning, capacity requirements planning, order promising, final assembly scheduling, and the management of supply disruptions. Remember to review the topics using the CPIM 9.0 Full Learning Bundle. Test your understanding with the 6,200 plus MCQ Practice Bundle and revise the important terms using the 1,800 Flashcards Bundle. The download link for all 3 bundles is available in the video description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Simple Understanding YouTube channel and activate notifications so you do not miss any lesson. Share this course with anyone preparing for the CPIM exam. See you next video.